Hello, fuckos. Hey guys, how's it going? You alright? Have you had a nice week? Well, I have, so there. I've just got back from the cinema. I went to watch The Greatest Showman. Now, I went into this not knowing what it was. I'd heard the name, and that was it. But it turns out it's about P.T. Barnum, the guy who started the circus. And I've got to say, I really enjoyed it. It was a musical. It's more the sort of popular kind of musical, more like a Wicked kind of style, as opposed to like a Phantom of the Opera kind of style. You know what I mean? Like more popular music driven, as opposed to classically fancy. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to be listening to that soundtrack a few times, I think. And yeah, Mr. Jackman was in it, Mr. Hugh Jackman. And you know what? It's funny. I know he's hugely into Broadway and stuff, but you forget he's Wolverine straight away. As soon as he starts singing, you're like, oh, he isn't going to get any claws out. He is no threat to me. Cat. He does this every time. Start recording, the cat plays this bloody thing. Get off. So yeah, what else have we been up to this week? I went to get my burger as always on Saturday, as I do every Saturday, down at Cafe at the End of the Universe in Warrington. Not sponsored, wouldn't mind being though. Cough cough. This week's burger was the Pickle Rick, which was tasty as fuck. It was what was it now? Let's see. It was a cheeseburger, and on top of it had like sort of these chicken tenders, and they were covered in homemade Szechuan sauce, which was that was a good sauce. Num num num. And on top of that was some Rick and Morty style coleslaw. So it was coleslaw, but it was kind of greeny purpley colour. It was really nice. And they had a sauce on there as well, and some pickles, obviously, and that was tasty. I definitely wish I could have that one again. I wouldn't mind if they kept that in the menu because that was amazing. Speaking of Rick and Morty, I've almost finished Rick and Morty now. It took me ages to start watching it because I did give it a try once for like half an episode and wasn't really that bothered because I got annoyed by Rick's burping all the time. It kind of just annoyed me. It wasn't gross or anything. It was just like, oh, dude, come on, it's a cheap joke. But luckily, stick with it because they get rid of that pretty much. It's only put in places where it matters, which is good. It's better writing. But sadly, I've only got one episode left until I'm finished. And apparently, they seem to take ages between seasons. So I'm hoping it doesn't take too long because I'm really enjoying that show. It's pretty well written. I am enjoying it. I see the reasoning for the hype, if you know what I'm saying. And I've finally seen the Pickle Rick episode. I had no idea what was going on. I kept seeing this Pickle Rick everywhere in, Comic-Cons and shit like that, and I had no idea what it was. But now I know, so yay. I'm still eating good. Still doing good in the old eating healthy. I went over my calorie allowance once this week for the first time since we started this by 15 calories. That's right, according to some people, there's I think is it 10 calories in a fart or something, so, it's not that bad. And yeah, I've finally started to lose some weight, so I lost almost £3 this week, which isn't, I know it's not loads, but it went from 3 weeks of complete plateau to finally going down. So hopefully this is my body starting to say, let's shift the fat, you fat tub of shit. So I hope that's the case, because I really want to lose a bit of weight. I've got a lot of shit to do, and being unhealthy is not going to help me get it done, is it? But yeah, speaking of shit to do, I was dabbling in Fruity Loops last night, and I don't mean the cereal from America, although I think that's called Fruit Loops. But this Fruity Loops, it's music making software, so you can compose shit on it. And the way recently I've been talking about wanting to do a musical and all this kind of stuff. Well, now that I sat with Fruity Loops and I thought, I've not used this for ages. Let's see if I can remember how to use it. So I sat there and I just sort of mapped out Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, because it's a nice and easy intro. You know what I mean? I'm not a beatboxer, but you get the gist. You know how Billie Jean starts. I don't need to say it again. It's iconic. But anyway, I thought I'd make that and see if I could figure it out, just to remind myself how to use the software. And I did. I was quite happy with that. It worked pretty well. I listened to some sort of tip videos today whilst I was working, and that sort of egged me on a bit more. So yeah, I'm feeling excited about writing some music now. I feel like I've got everything that I might need to generate songs, which is good. So now I just need a plan of action. I'm thinking I might do a musical based on a book that I really like. It's quite a short book, and it's got sort of 3 very distinct acts, and that's what you need for a good solid musical. So I'll have a look at that. I'll see what happens. I'll reread it. I'll take some notes on the chapters and see what happens in each one, and then I can try and associate songs with each one of them and see where it goes from there. But it should be kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to that. I'll give you more info on that as it goes along, if I can be asked. If not, see what happens, eh? Last week was interesting. I went to IKEA for my tea, which isn't the exciting part, because IKEA is awesome for your tea, but it's not like it's, you can go on for the Ritz for a champagne. But whilst we were there, we thought, let's take our notebooks. I'll do some writing. Charlie did some Japanese practice. And I've got to say, it was really productive. We just sat there for like an hour, because, if you get a coffee there, it's free refill. So we got our meals and we got a coffee. And when we finished the meal, we just sat there with our refill coffee and happily worked away. I wrote 3 pages of stuff. Charlie did loads of Japanese practice, and it was such a good time. So we're going to do that again at some point this week as well. And it's very beneficial, I think. I'm looking forward to doing that again, because, I enjoyed it. We're blessed by Zeus, as you may have seen if you've keeping an eye on my Instagram. Speaking of which, did I tell you last week I'm on Instagram now? I think I did. But it's the same as everything else, Chris Into Comedy. You can find me there. What else has been going on this week? What has been... Oh, the weather. The weather's been weird. It's been fucking crazy. Like, it was really, really, really snowy and icy for one day, out of nowhere. And where I park near work is basically a sheer slope. So I parked in my normal space, I put the brakes on and stuff, and I realised the car wasn't stopping. It's like, oh shit. So I was on ice. So I slid down the hill and I parked in the place at the bottom. Thought, okay, it's safe here. It's fine. And I walked to work, sort of skidded on the ice all the way there. And then after about 10 minutes in work, I thought, shit, if somebody else parks where I tried to park, their car's going to slide towards me. So I better go move the car. So I went back. I thought, I'll be good. I'll move the car because I cannot rest easy knowing that it's there and somebody might hit it. And the funny thing is, I went back. Nobody had hit the car, by the way. I went back and I moved it and it was fine. But in a couple of cars spaces down from where I was parked originally, on the hill, somebody else's car had slid. And luckily, it hadn't hit anything else, but it was very close to doing it. Like 2-3 foot away from another car. So that could have been disaster. Could have been tears at bedtime there. And I'm really glad it wasn't, because I don't like tears. Also, there's like a big hill getting to our place in work, because it was just black ice all over it. And apparently when my boss came in, she said that there was a woman just stuck in the hill. She said she was driving up it and the car started going backwards instead, and she freaked out and just stopped, and that's it. She just stuck there. She wouldn't do anything. So I don't know what happened. The car wasn't there when I went back, so I don't know what happened to it. So it's been a weird week, and one of my colleagues, poor bastard, got himself to a proper scrap on the motorway. Got wiped out with his family in the car. Luckily everyone was alright, but it sounds like the car's going to be a write-off. So that's not what you want, is it? It's not a good way to start your week, because I'm pretty sure that was like Monday last week or something. But I don't know. This weather's fucking weird. It's February, isn't it? So hopefully it's going to be sunny soon. Yay! Because it's been getting lighter for longer, and I like it when that happens, because it's less creepy when I walk to my car. Now, last night I played Skyrim VR in the PlayStation VR headset. I hadn't played it yet, and I was really looking forward to it. And it's awesome. I mean, it looks a bit aged now, a little bit dated, but it's really immersive. The problem is, I went to this place, like, when you start the game, you do the little intro shtick, and then you get led to like a pub, and you're supposed to chat to people there. Well, I went to the pub, and I may have clubbed in the head of a chicken, and that pissed people off apparently. So they started chasing me and attacking me, and they would not stop. I tried everything, and they just wouldn't stop attacking me. So that was my game screwed, basically. So I'm going to have to start that again, I think, because it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. But I'm looking forward to playing it again. Waving a mace around in VR is pretty fucking cool. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Did anybody else see that SpaceX thing? The Nikola Tesla. Not Nikola Tesla, what am I doing? Elon Musk, that's the guy. He started a company called SpaceX. And the idea was to get a rocket that can go to space and come back sort of safely, rather than just leaving shitloads of debris in the ozone layers and shit like that. So he sends this rocket up, which is amazing, by the way. I forgot what it's called now. It's got a cool name. Like, Bullshit 1 or something. But it was really cool. It went up. It did its thing. It launched its payload, and then it came back and landed. And when the rockets landed, it was like it's AI controlled. So it did it all, on its own. It was crazy good. It was super accurate as well. And when you think about what it's actually achieved, to be able to pinpoint where you're going to land from space and then land there, it's ridiculous, man. And also, when he was up there, well, he wasn't up there, but when the ship was up there, it left a Tesla up there with a crash test spacesuit dummy in it. And the Tesla's playing Space Oddity by David Bowie, apparently. And one of my mates pointed out something in work. He said it's funny because in the film The Prestige, David Bowie plays Tesla. And now, in space, a Tesla is playing Bowie. Oh, it's all full circle. It's all full circle. Speaking of David Bowie, I've been listening to his entire discography recently. I thought, you know what? My mum's a huge fan. She has been forever. And I've not heard all his songs. So I've heard a few of them, obviously. I've heard the famous ones. And a few of the other ones. But I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. Because I really liked Black Star when I heard that. It's a haunting album, but it's really cool. So, obviously that was his last album. So I thought, well, I'll see what else he's got going on. And he's got some fucking cool stuff. But I thought he had maybe 10, maybe 15 albums. And I checked online to see how many he had. You know, so I could try and catch up on them. That motherfucker got 27 studio albums. 27? 2 of them were with a band he was in called Tin Machine. But still, that's 25 absolutely solo ones. That's ridiculous. So I'm up to album 22 now, which is Heathen. It's from 2002, something like that. And I'm enjoying the shit out of this discography, I've got to say. Some of the songs are a bit hit and miss, but I'm sure of the time they were awesome. And he had a really cool concept album as well called Outside, I think it was, or it's called 0.1 Outside or something. But yeah, it was a concept album about, you know, the post-apocalypse and blah blah. But that was a cool mood setter. I enjoyed that. That was a good one to work with. And yeah, so I think I've only got a few albums left now, but I'm enjoying it. And like I said, it ends with Black Star, so I know it'll be good at the very end, at least, if nothing in between it is. But I'm sure in between it'll be awesome. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that, and I want everyone else to enjoy it as well. Because, you know, he's got a lot of work. And so it's a shame to see it going to waste. You know, it's a shame that the guy died. He was fucking visionary. But what can you do, eh? People die. It's what happens. We enjoy it. We move on. And he's left a legacy. You know, that's the kind of shit I want to do. You know, have something that is there when I'm gone, and people can enjoy it. That's why I make video games. That's why I want to make music. Something there that I've had a part of that someone else can seek joy from. So why do this podcast? Yeah, it might be shit. You probably haven't laughed for 12 years, but still, it's something that I'm going to leave behind, and that's fine. That's fine by me. Now, to cheer things up a bit, I think today is Pancake Day. I'm not sure, but I think it is. So, I'm not allowed pancakes today because I'm still eating healthy. But we're pushing our Pancake Day back to Saturday because that's our cheat day. And we're going to do pancakes. I don't know what ones or where from, but I think the burger place has just started doing pancakes. So if they still are, then fuck yes, we're going there for pancake. And also, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. Ooh. If you have a partner, treat them well. If you don't have a partner, treat yourself well. You know what I'm saying? Stick your fingers. Now, every year I like to write. I use Moonpig, you know, for my Valentine's cards, and I write a big ass poem inside it. Nothing super cheesy, but just cheesy enough to emote some kind of emotion from the other half. And by emotion, I mean she just sticks her tongue out. I don't know that means that she liked it but doesn't want to express it because she doesn't know how. She's not human enough, but that's okay. Yeah, and this year was the same. New poem, new pictures on the front just to embarrass her. And it's good, you know, I like doing that. But I do feel bad for people who don't have partners this time of year. But at the same time, it's a good time of year to go out and try and get one, because all the other people who don't have partners are also out just trying to ignore the couples. And, you know, you never know. Romance might bloom. It might blossom. But, yeah, happy annual Blowy Day, people, if you're lucky. Now, this week's Japanese word of the week, with it being Valentine's themed, is ai, which is love. Ai, that's AI. Not like a robot, not like a sex robot. I know the Japanese do like sex robots, and they do exist. But no, ai is the whole word, not AI, and it means love. So next time you want to say to somebody, do you love me? You can go, I. And that doesn't mean, you know, it's not like an impartial, yes, sure, whatever. And it's also not an Ali G, I. It's just I. So, shut up, Chico. Okay, I'll shut up. This week's recommendation. I recommend to you a David Bowie song. Really an album, but when I was listening to the discography, obviously it started with the first album, which is his first album, which was self-titled. It was called David Bowie, and it was out in 1967. Holy shit. And oh my god, this is a weird album. I really enjoyed it, but it's fucking weird. Like, to the point where I thought it was a parody. It might be. I don't think it is, though. But there's a song on there called Love You Till Tuesday. Give it a listen, honestly. David Bowie, Love You Till Tuesday. It is going to be the weirdest song you hear today. I think you could even listen to I'm the Walrus, and I'm the Walrus would be the second weirdest song of the day. Because this is just strange, but enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, strange but enjoyable. Now, I've got no questions this week, folks, but if you do have any questions, send them in to me on the all social networks and whatnot. Remember, it's what is it now? Facebook.com/ChrisHunterComedy or at ChrisHunterCom on Twitter, short for comedy. I'm also on Instagram now, Chris Hunter Comedy. Instagram, nice and easy. So, yeah, if you got any questions, send them my way. Don't forget, folks, as well, if you do listen, just drop me a like or a subscribe or whatever on iTunes, just so I know that you're listening. It's the only way I find out. But, you know what, it doesn't have to be a 5-star review. You can just drop me a 1-star. Either way, I'd appreciate it. So, thanks for listening, folks. I hope you have a nice week, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.